Hey y'all, welcome back to the cheat code. So, again, if anyone has been following my spiritual journey, um, it's been tough. I've been steering away from doing readings for quite some time, but I have been getting a lot of channeled messages and a lot of channeled suggestions and guidance and different things like that that are coming through more clearly. So I don't know if I'm coming to the other end of whatever this is that I'm going through. The attacks are still happening, heavy as ever. But that being said, again, I haven't really been pulling any cards or doing anything related to any spiritual readings. My intention was always to do readings that were helpful. And yeah, when things started getting a little bit hectic for me, and I got to that space of, not really understanding what I was connecting to at that point because of either ascension symptoms or, again, spiritual attacks, because they tend to go hand in hand. I said, let me back away from it for a little bit. But after getting a personal reading and after getting, constant guidance to go back into doing readings, I am here. And what I wanted to look into, anybody who knows me knows my policy. I'm not really a fan of looking into celebrities or people in the public eye, but if it, is something in a positive light, which I discussed in my own way with my spiritual team, that, I'm more willing to go along with any readings that have to do with people in the public eye if it is in a positive light. I don't really like the salacious stuff. I'm not saying I never indulged in listening to certain things if I felt like I was picking up on something and I wanted to hear, someone else's reading or their perspective if they're picking up the same thing. So I wanted to look into Cenat because I found him actually, which happens a lot for me, finding people just before they become, a household name, so to speak. And I remember I found him not too long before he got his first Streamers Award. So, yeah, I've been following his journey. He seems like a very humble, spiritual, funny guy. And yeah, so I guess a couple of things I wanted to look into with him, with the permission of his spiritual team and my spiritual team and God. What lies ahead for him in his career, and I guess maybe things that we can look forward to seeing from him, as well as what is the future of streaming, and also what role does he play. He's given a lot of people a lot of platforms and a lot of opportunities, so what role does he play in the bigger picture of a lot of these people's lives? Like, is it part of his spiritual or his soul contract to have this spotlight and to be giving people these opportunities? Or I guess we're just going to look into it in that way. So just a little disclaimer before I begin: it's for entertainment purposes only. I always strongly suggest that anytime you listen to a reading, whether it's about you, for you, general reading, always call your energy back at the end of the reading. And let us begin. So as per usual, I ask for protection over myself, I ask for protection over Cenat, I ask for protection over anyone watching this reading, protection from the Most High, protection from our spiritual guides and protectors. And let's begin. So, first question is something I was personally curious about, and I wanted to know: is it part of Cenat's? Is it part of his spiritual contract to be helping others and giving others these platforms? Like, the connections that he's made, he's turned a lot of people into household names and given a lot of people opportunities. So is that part of his spiritual contract, or is that just part of his nature? Let's see. Again, I'm using tarot cards. I use this as a tool of divination to sort through whatever messages I get. I've been getting a lot more channeled messages as I've been going through this ascension more than I used to get. I used to rely a lot more on my intuition, and I'd also still be getting channel messages, but I'm getting more channel messages at this time. So we'll see whatever comes through. So is it a part of his soul contract, or is it a part of just his nature? Okay. So I have what came out. We have the Magician. We have the 8 of Swords, and we have the 2 of Pentacles. So let's see what I'm getting so far. So with the Magician, and bear with me because I haven't pulled cards in a very long time. With the Magician is basically the master of all the elements. And as you notice there, the Magician has it has the cup, the wand, sword, there's the pentacle, and also the infinity symbol that you see over the strength, over the head of the person, in the strength card of the tarot deck. So I'm also, with this hand up and hand down, that usually symbolizes as above, so below. What I'm getting with the Magician is that, yeah, it's something that's a part of his spiritual contract or his soul contract. It's something that's divinely planned and orchestrated, and that he has been given the tools and the knowledge to be able to achieve the success that he has achieved in this incarnation. So the answer to that is yes. And I also have the 8 of Swords. Now the 8 of Swords generally represents self-restriction and an illusion of self-restriction. What I'm getting from this is not being able to see into the future. I don't know why that's coming out from this card, because that's not usually what it means, but I'm getting that not being able to see into the future. And then with the 2 of Pentacles, that usually represents balance. I'm still getting as above, so below for the 2 of Pentacles. So putting this together, are there any other? I have Justice. Kind of giving the same, similar as above, so below, but we have the Sword and we have the scales of justice. And then there's something behind the curtain there. So let me see, give me a second. I'm channeling self-imposed restriction for this. So first I was getting not seeing into the future, then self-imposed restriction. I think the balance has to do with, I'm feeling like, I keep getting this today for some reason, sharing is caring. That I guess whatever abundance is that he receives, that, I don't know if you want to say obligated, but I'm getting the word obligated to share with others. And I don't know, you could say this is the truth. That's what I was hearing. This is the truth. But also with the Sword, that usually speaks of speaking. And then the scales of justice. I think okay, there's a story that's coming. Okay, so when you think about the entertainment industry and how there are those powers that be, and how oftentimes, because I know that he had the opportunity early on with his success to be able to negotiate a good deal for himself. Whereas, people on these platforms, that you get a percentage once you do become monetized, that you get a percentage, or usually things work in a certain way, but that, he had the leverage to be able to, with his success, be able to negotiate, a deal that is good for him. So I feel like what he is going to be doing is either creating a platform or being like a manager or or like an agency. You have those entertainment agencies, or like not an A&R, but like I guess like a talent agency, where he would be providing like more fair and balanced, I'm saying wages, fair and balanced, I guess, pay for people, rather than, like the larger corporations or companies getting the larger piece of the pie. However, it would be, so if he creates his own platform, or if he has his own company, that whoever would be signed to him or whoever would be working with him, that they would get a larger portion than you would normally get through other entities, or more fair. But I feel like this curtain is basically saying that what he's actually going to be doing is not revealed. So whether it be that he's going to create a new platform, or whether it be that it's going to be like a talent agency, that is not necessarily what it like being revealed at this time. But it's also kind of saying that, yeah, that it's not being revealed. I was getting something else for a second. That it's not being revealed, but that, yeah, I guess just the industry that he'll be involved in is not being revealed, or who like he would manage, or like under, I guess, like I said, whether it be a talent agency or a new streaming platform, that's not being revealed. So this wants to come out as well, Page of Cups. So this is usually like a new opportunity. Yeah. Or an offer. An offer. So I think he will be giving people opportunities. So I guess that answered the question as to, this wants to come out to Seven of Pentacles. This is reaping your harvest. So I feel like he will gain a return on who he is investing in. I mean, obviously, as a businessman. And I feel like that's how he's looking at it as a businessman, that he will reap what he is investing into when it comes to the people that he's choosing to invest into or give offers to. Okay.